good job, thanks again for allowing us to be here. After the week that he gave us, and God for keeping us, keeping in mind. Still encouraged to serve God and to live for Him, and still be on the winning side. By the grace of God, we intended to stay on the winning side by God's grace. The lesson this morning is very important here, and I wish everybody was here. But we're dealing with Babylon. Babylon. The physical Babylon is a great, God. God is the one who built all nations. It's not man. God is the one who built all nations. It's not man. Every man gave name, but God did all nations. Even Babylon, it's amazing that God blessed Babylon one time, and that's why it became great. That it began to pride itself in her greatness, and then God got to bring her down. Our lesson is taken from Psalm 137, verse 1. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, there we weep when we remember Zion. First Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Now the Spirit speaketh especially that in the latter time some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and the man of sin, he be revealed, the son of perdition. The Bible talking about the man of sin is talking about the Pope. That seat of the Pope is where the man of sin sits. Second Peter chapter 2, verse 1, that there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who probably shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. Revelation 14:8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen. It's fallen, that great city. See, that was a great city. And I thought it was a great city. Because she made all nations drink of the wine of her wrath and her fornication. And when we talk about drink of her wine and fornication, it's just a spiritual use of fornication. It's spiritual fornication. They worship devils. They don't worship God. So that fornication is a spiritual way of using it. Spiritual. When you are away from God and you're messing with another spirit. Revelation 18:1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the howl of every false spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Now listen, this is what he's saying here of spiritual Babylon. It becomes the habitation of devils, and the howl of every false spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. All these things are symbolic. That means they have birds flying in the church. They're symbolic. Unclean birds. And then he said, for all nations drank of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the king of the earth, the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. See? Because in fornication, we're not talking about two unmarried people having relationships. It's spiritual. It's spiritual. Fornication here is spiritual. They're messing with different spirits. That is not God. And the merchant of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of their delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of here, my people, that you be not partaker of her sin, and that she receive not of the praise of her plague. We're talking about Babylon, we're talking about the system here, from Thyatira to Sardis. The system right here. And you could say the whole entire system from Pergamum straight to Sardis. It's all Babylonian. All Babylonian. Here, in the Philadelphian age, the church was restored to what it was in the morning time. This is the morning time here. This is what James, Peter, John, and all the apostles, it was restored in 1880. And when the Bible says, come out of her, the ministry was calling all the saints out of this Protestant age here. This Protestant age here. It was calling them out of Babylon, out of the system of religion, false religion. That's in Babylon is false religion. Any questions? I'm just trying to judge it a little bit better because it's something I want to show everybody. Yes, Brother Andrew. Put the mic, please. Put the mic.
So, going after other guys is fornication.
Yeah, it's spiritual fornication.
Spiritual fornication.
Yeah. And it can be used as adultery too. So, if a person married,
Then
they,
because you go into a different.
Yeah. It can be
different
used as spiritual
spirit.
adultery.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to be married to Christ, you can't.
Right. Married to Christ, and you go with somebody, then it's spiritual adultery.
Right.
So they call it fornication also.
Right.
That's important. I like the way you put it because that's important. See, fornication is where two unmarried couple come and have relationship, sexual relations. That's become fornication. Physically, that's become fornication, naturally. Adultery is when two couples who are married have relationships with each other, they're not married with each other. That become adultery. So now, when you say fornication, they went with another spirit. Now, if you are saved and you serving God and you commit adultery, it's spiritual adultery. Or you leave God and go back to go to, different church or different spirit, then you commit adultery because you are married to Christ. That's interesting. They commit fornication because they went to worship other God, other spirit. So people read it and they don't understand. They don't understand how to break it down. Each time you say fornication, it's not talking about the physical relationship that somebody has with each other. It's a spiritual thing. You mess with another spirit. You mess with falseness. You mess, just when you go or whatever, you commit sin, then put it away. You commit sin or you go to a different spirit. You not go to a Pentecost or a Roman Catholic. It's a spiritual thing. You're leaving God and going to mess with other religions that are not godly. And that's why even when Brother Brown wrote the book, a lot of them people didn't understand because they don't use fornication a whole lot. But the fornication that was being used, it was talking about spiritual adultery. It wasn't talking about natural people. Our memory verse is taken from Revelation chapter 18, verse 1. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people." That's what happened there in the Protestant age when the church was restored, was calling the people out of Protestantism. And Protestantism is the daughter of the harlot. You got the mother is Roman Catholicism and the daughter is Protestantism. The aim of the study is to alert the student to the danger of false religion. That's what Babylon is now. Somebody read for me Revelation chapter 17. I wish everybody would, because you have a situation where it is said that the Church of God, I don't even know how to say it, because I don't know who they are. That's the Church of God is Babylon. I would not say that personally. So I want to look in Revelation, the 17th chapter, and this is what God showed John. What spiritual Babylon is. Spiritual Babylon. False churches. Down.
Verse 1.
Read verse 1.
And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials,
Right.
and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
Look at it. Listen to that. This is why it's so dangerous. Now, it said, Babylon is called the great whore. You hear that?
Right.
I want you to hear that? She's called the great whore. You know what a whore is? Someone who goes along with any kind of man prostitutes all over the place, all kind of spirits. You don't care who she meets, you don't care who she... Babylon. All type of spirit is in Babylon. Spirit of fornication, spirit of adultery, spirit of hatred and malice, and all kind of spirit. That's what make her a whore. She's false. I'm saying that because I want you to see what the Bible says spiritual Babylon is. Now remember, Babylon was a place where God built, and the king was Nebuchadnezzar. At that time, it was at the highest peak when Nebuchadnezzar became king, and God allowed him to reign. But now eventually we know that Nebuchadnezzar began to praise himself and beat Babylon, and then God brought the kingdom down. He forgot about God. So now we're using it as a spiritual thing now. Spiritually. He said a great whore. That's what we're calling churches when they are not, when they're false. Great whore. God help us. Read on from this.
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication.
Look at the kings of the earth have committed fornication. Kings are those in authority. This system here is all earthly. The Protestant age is earthly. They got affected by this whore here. Roman Catholicism affected Protestantism here. So they got affected by fornication. It's a long story. And now the church is being restored and showing you what Babylon is. And only when the church is restored that the church can show you where Babylon is. Who's Babylon? You got to be standing on the promises, the principle of God's word for you to denounce somebody and say they're Babylon. When you denounce them, you're saying that they are whore. That's what you're saying. Read on.
And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk.
Right.
With the wine of her fornication.
That's right. That's what happened to Roman Protestantism, made drunk. Protestantism got affected by that spirit of the beast. Roman Catholicism is the mother of harlot, and Protestantism is the daughter of harlot. You know?
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness.
And since of God, the only time we could see where Babylon is, we've got to be in the spirit. May God help us. In order to see what Babylon is, what is Babylon, we have to be in the spirit. God's spirit, the Holy Ghost. You got to be spirit filled. I just can't say this is you Babylon. No, you have to be spirit filled. It has to be God directly. Having a little technical problem here. So be patient with us. Keep reading, please.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness.
Yes.
And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast,
Yes.
full of names of blasphemy,
Yes.
having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Here we are. Right here. After the church apostatized, then they went into the wilderness. Okay. So where are they? Where are they? They're supposed to be here. Where are they? This was not caught in a long time. I don't understand.